All right, everybody, welcome back. So it's been a while since I talked about the Knicks, but the last few weeks have been really confusing. As you can see here, we were on a stretch where we won 5 games, and you would think, okay, cool, 5 game win streak, this is gonna get the team going. And we do have the injury excuse with Jalen Brunson out, but that loss against the Magic, I felt, was very preventable. If you see the box score, and you don't base basketball off the box score only. Obviously, OG, didn't have the best performance in this game, and Cat was pretty bad with 6 for 15. But my thing here is Mikal Bridges can't take only 9 shots. Mike Brown has to have the offense to a point where he's getting these guys going a lot more. Especially Mikal Bridges down the stretch. He needs to be able to take more shots than just 9 a game. He's supposed to be pretty much the third option here. Oh, no offense. OG could be more of an offensive option, but he's just not as aggressive as we would want him to be consistently. Obviously, the bench in this game wasn't great either. Only 2 guys with double digits. Jordan Clarkson, he's been better lately in the more recent games, but here only putting up 5 points in 11 minutes. Given that that's not a lot of time, but still, he can do better than that. Just taking more shots in his time. Obviously, it's up to Mike Brown to be able to run more plays for him. Deuce McBride hasn't been the best lately, but this is a game that I feel the Magic are a bad offensive team. Paulo only played 12 minutes in this game, so you should be able to take advantage of him being out, but they just didn't do that. They let Franz Wagner get to the basket at will. Wendell Carter Jr. was hitting like these pull-up mid-range shots that you just shouldn't let a guy like him take. Desmond Bane played like how Desmond Bane does, but then off the bench, I thought Anthony Black going 3 for 5 from 3 was ridiculous. He's not a good shooter whatsoever. Anthony Black is a 28% shooter on the season, and I understand that you leave the guy open, but you still shouldn't just leave wide open shots. At least close out to a certain degree and contest that shot. But as far as losing to the Magic, whatever, right? But the loss against the Heat, obviously, we did play the Heat before that and win, but we did need Landry Shamet to have 36 points off the bench in this game. His career high. He wasn't missing, and he played an incredible game. But, also Karl Anthony Towns, 39 points. He had an incredible performance here, and that's very commendable. And I'm surprised we won this game considering Mikal Bridges was 6 for 21 from the field. Obviously, he did have 7 steals, which is ridiculous, and 2 blocks to follow along with that steal number, which is also very ridiculous. Deuce McBride wasn't great in this game, but he was good enough on defense and was able to play make a bit. Obviously, Jordan Clarkson was great in this game too, 24 points off the bench for him. Josh Hart was good enough to where I believe, had a triple-double. Yeah, he had a triple-double, so he was actually really good in this game. But yeah, I mean, the Heat are not a team that you really meant to struggle against. Obviously, Norman Powell had 38 points. The Knicks were able to win this one by 8 points. But then you would think, all right, play the Heat again on Monday. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick. Play the Heat again on Monday, and in this one, I don't really know what happened. Landry Shamet went from a guy that just had 36 to a guy dropping 10 a night. Only 2 for 11 from the field, 1 for 7 from 3. It's just unacceptable for a guy whose job is to essentially just be a spot-up shooter and a movement shooter as well, obviously. He's not just a spot-up shooter. I shouldn't have said that. My mistake. But, in this game, Deuce was able to drop 25, but on 23 shots is not great. Obviously, with no Brunson, someone had to take more shots, but those shots should have been for Mikal Bridges, who didn't attempt a single shot, I believe, in the fourth quarter in this game. And, that just can't happen. He's supposed to be the number 2 option with Jalen Brunson out, and no OG obviously available for the next 2 weeks or so, maybe even more. That's just not enough for him. And off the bench, Gershon Yabusele hasn't been great this season at all whatsoever. I'm not going to give up hope on him completely because it's still early in the year, but him not scoring a single point in 10 minutes, obviously he was all right on the defensive end of the ball, able to rebound a little bit, but that's just not enough. And I thought it was not a good thing that Mohamed Diawara, obviously he is a rookie, only played a single minute in this game. And in that 1 minute, he had a steal and a rebound. So I thought, okay, maybe he's going to play a bit, but Mike Brown essentially ran a 7-man rotation in this game, which is something that Thibodeau would do and something that the fans do not like to see. I think Tosan or Vaughn could have played a little bit. This is a guy with NBA experience. Not the best player in the world, but decent enough to where he can get some backup minutes. Just didn't get any. Obviously, Pacom Dadier is not really good as a young player. Ariel Hukporti could have gotten some center minutes just to, eat up some minutes at the center position. He can, play some defense enough to where it's acceptable and he's not killing you on the end of the floor. And obviously, you can throw him a lob or two, whatever. Tyler Kolek, I'm not a Tyler Kolek guy. He's just not that good. Unfortunately, I wish he was better, but he just isn't. So, I mean, it is what it is. He can't really defend at all. Only thing he can really do on the court is pass because his shooting is questionable as well, and he doesn't drive to the basket very often, so he doesn't have much use on the NBA court. But yeah, I mean, I think Mohamed Diawara could have played more minutes just because he's lengthy. He's has a great wingspan. He's very agile. He's very quick. And Jordan Clarkson was alright, but I don't know. I just feel like the bench didn't give you enough. Running a 7-man rotation in 2025 with Mike Brown just doesn't seem reasonable here. I mean, this was a very close game. The Knicks were down by 10 at one point in the fourth quarter and had to try to mount this crazy comeback, and they almost did it, but this could have been prevented if you just ran a more well-rounded rotation, I believe, honestly. As for the Heat, they just had see how the Heat had a very balanced scoring. Like Simone Fontecchio off the bench, 14 points. Jaime Jaquez Jr., 13. Drew Smith, 11 off the bench. Like, their bench was better than ours, and that's really the reason we lost. Like, other than that, this was not a back-to-back. This wasn't like a long period of time without playing. This is just a game that they just straight up lost, and obviously it's all right. It's early in the year. Obviously, we're missing OG, missing Brunson. So, playing the Mavs tonight, that shouldn't be the toughest game in the world. Obviously, they could potentially lose that, but you would assume the Mavs are not good. So, if the Knicks were to lose this game, it would be concerning. Obviously, they haven't won on the road yet this season, which is also concerning. But, I mean, that 5-game win streak showed that this team can just turn it on at any given time. Obviously, not the best opponents. With the Nets and the Wizards included in that stretch. The Grizzlies not very good at all. They are 4-11, so it wasn't the most convincing wins in the world, but it's still actually no. I mean, those were blowout wins, but I mean, not good opponents. But the Timberwolves obviously a good team that we did beat in that stretch. But other than that, the Bulls are coming back to earth. They're not as good as they were earlier in the season. 7-6. They're not a horrible team, but the Bulls are the Bulls. You're not supposed to lose to the Bulls. We did lose to them once, but I don't know. I mean, early in the season, I'm just looking for Mike Brown to just, I guess, play players more minutes. I mean, bench guys like Yabusele has to step it up. He can't just be a 10-minute per game player that we paid, $6 million a year for, or whatever the number was. Hukporti could get more minutes as a backup center. Diawara, a young player, but he could certainly get more minutes in the regular season. Obviously, Jalen Brunson is questionable for today. I'm not sure if he will play. I'm not sure if he should play against the Mavs. But at the end of the day, it's up to coaching to run the rotation more solidly, to get guys more involved. Obviously, everybody's not shooting the best early in the year. Karl Anthony Towns, only 43% from the field, about 33% from three, so he could be better on that end. But, other than that, everybody else is shooting pretty decently. Josh Hart shooting is never going to be the best, but if he can get this to about 35% from three, that'll be more ideal for the long term. Everybody else is shooting good, or at least average, league average, except for Cat, really. So, Yabusele obviously could get his 3-point percentage up, but not a big part of the rotation. But if he can get it up, perhaps he'll get more minutes. But that's all I got for now, just to see what the Knicks do, and just wanted to give an update. So thank you for watching.